Bramble achievements, 100%. Let's go. Let's start with the collector achievements, finding all the wooden figurines in Bramble. The first one is the Lillemor Figurine. Very easy to find. It's on a table in the treehouse right before the locked door, on the same table as the key you need to get through the locked door, so it should be fairly easy to find. Next one you're going to find is the Gnome Figurine in the Gnome Forest chapter. It is just resting on a bench alongside a sleeping gnome. Third one, the Troll, found in the Troll Forest after escaping the creature. After you escape the creature that is hiding beneath all the visceral and gore, you come into a little refuge, and if you look on the little prompt, you will eventually find it. It is a little snug. I missed it on my first playthrough, but you get it right there. Next is a Näcken Figurine. This is very easy to miss. During the Näcken's Pond chapter, when you are going through the pond on the hedgehog, you will dismount in the middle of on a tiny little island, and in the middle of those rocks and knives, the Näcken figure is right in the middle. Just pick it up, you get your achievement. Next is the Lemus Figurine, also in the Näcken's Pond chapter. When you are helping reunite the gnome with its father, just go up to the left a little bit and you'll see a little rock in the ground. Go to that rock. It is the Lemus Figurine. Pick it up for your achievement. Next is the Tuva, a very, very well hidden one in the Tuva Port 2 chapter. When you first encounter the Bramble 4, walk to the left off screen and you'll find a clove, and in the distance you'll see the prompt to pick up the figurine, and that's all you have to do. The Kärrhäxan Figurine, however you pronounce this, the Swamp chapter. After the prompt where you release the boat from the Bramble, you'll jump over the boat and you'll be two paths. One that will go up into the building and one that will go to the left. Take the one to the left. Once you go into the building, you will not be able to walk back and get the figurine or the achievement, so you would have to replay the chapter, which is what I had to do. For the Rubber Ducky, the proper burial achievement, I'm not sure if it counts for collectors, but I'm putting it in here anyway. During the puzzle quest where you're mixing the potions for the witch, there is a rubber ducky on one of the stands. Grab that, and later in the chapter, when you get to the little child's grave, you will automatically put it onto the grave and get the achievement. Very sad. Next is the Skogsrå Figurine in the Plague Village chapter. It is in the first building in Nihilist, however you want to pronounce that. Just look to the right cabinet on the interaction prompt and you'll see it on the second shelf. Pesta Figurine, another one very hard to miss. In the Plague Village near the end while you're climbing that giant tower. Right before the last ladder, there's a little prompt right next to it. Just click it and pick it up. Lyktgubben Figurine in the Halls of the Mountain King chapter. It's in the bottom right table of the library. Just go to the bottom right, you'll see the prompt, and you can pick up your figurine. And last, and certainly not least, the Mountain King himself, King Nils. In the Hall of the Mountain King chapter, when you enter the room, turn right back around into that interaction prompt for the bookshelves, and in the upper right, you will see the King Nils figurine. Get that, and assuming you got all the other figurines, you will also get the collector achievement. Congratulations. Alright, now let's look for those storybook achievements. First one is fairly easy, right in the first chapter of the children's book, right on the desk. Open it up, flip through the page, and you will get credit for reading the first storybook. You will get no achievements until you read all of them, so keep that in mind. Second one is after you escape the Pied Piper. In the cave, you're going to see a prompt for an interactable with two skeletons. On the ground next to them is the book. Interact with it, and that is storybook number 2. Number 3 is in the witch's hut after you solve the potion puzzle. On the table to the right is the third book full of demonic figurines. Fourth is in the library. Very hard to miss. When you're in the library with your friend, whatever his name is, on the table in the middle is the fourth book. So just open it up, flip through the pages, and learn about the King Nils. Fifth is in the zombie village swamp. After the first go through with the zombies, where you're hiding through them, you'll get through a little safe area, as you see on the screen. The building to the left is unlocked. You can go into it, and in the back of the room, you will see the next storybook to tell you all about how bad things are here. Later in that same chapter, right when you see this little barricade, there is a house right next to it. Go into the house, and inside you will find a dead body right below the 6th book, and read about her love affair. And last is when you're going through the Hall of the Mountain King, in the same place where you find the Lillemor figure, how you pronounce it. There is a new book in the middle, and that book is the last about King Niall's journey, and it will give you the Bookworm achievement. Okay, now for the more varied achievements. First, we'll have bait in the Troll Village, in the Troll Forest chapter. In this visceral port where you're hiding from the monster, there will be a gnome trapped in a cage on some of the a safe platform. If you push the gnome into the visceral so that the monster eats it, you will get the achievement bait. For the secret achievement Bouncy, in the Gnome Forest chapter, when you get to these 2 mushrooms that your sister jumps ahead before you, if you just bounce back between them 4 or 5 times, the achievement will eventually pop up. In the nearby forest chapter, you can get the achievement Goal. In this area, where you have the tree and the bench, there are a bunch of apples on the ground. If you kick them down to the bottom of the screen, there's a very slight goal you can see right next to where I'm bouncing, that if you get one of the apples through them, it counts as a goal and you get your achievement. Savior, one of the most annoying achievements in this game. After you save the 8 gnome babies from that little cage, in the next path, there's going to be an area with 5 traps on the ground that you have to navigate through. If any of the gnomes get caught in the traps, and they just love to yeet themselves into the traps, you don't get the achievement. Also, one thing I have found to make this very easy is hug the left side. If you hug the left side, you can generally bypass all the traps without having to thread the needle between all of them. And if you really hug the left side, the gnomes will tend to follow you all the way to the left. One problem with this achievement, which is something I noticed in my playthrough, is that sometimes the gnomes will get caught on level geometry. So what that means is at the end of the path, you must check to make sure you have 8 gnome babies with you. If you have 7, restart the checkpoint because one got caught up in the level geometry and you're just going to lose. You're going to kill a gnome trying to go back and get them. But take it slow, hug the left side, and you'll eventually get your achievement. At the end of that chapter, you will crash down into a hole, interrupting a council of pine cones. You'll crush one to death, all the rest will scatter, except for one. That one is how you get the Evicted achievement. You have to try to finagle kicking that pine cone out the entrance, which is going to be to your right. Once that pine cone is exited that little cave, you will get the achievement. Next is the secret achievement Murderer. At the end of the Scargrass fight, and you're given the prompt to stab her after all 3 phases and her shield's down, you will get the prompt to stab her, which is just the X prompt. You must repeatedly press that X prompt 100 times to get this achievement. I have found in my playthrough that X is a little sticky, so be sure to spam it, because I think the only reason I didn't get it in the first playthrough is because I thought it just stopped doing the prompt after a while. But just keep stabbing and stabbing until your thumb is completely worn out 100 times, and you will get the Murderer achievement. The last missable achievement is the Survivor achievement. To get the Survivor, you must complete a playthrough without dying or restarting a level. This is obviously incredibly difficult. I would suggest playing through at least once to get an idea for the entire level before trying this. If you have a second monitor, I would suggest having a playthrough on the second monitor that is a little bit ahead of you, so you know what to expect and it doesn't just surprise you. And it just so happens I have a full playthrough on my channel that you can watch. Nice shameless promotion. Every other achievement in the game is story related and unmissable. So if you just complete the story, and follow the rest of the guides, you will get a 100% achievement for Bramble the Mountain King. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it helped you get 100%. And until next time, take care.